Hello! Welcome back. If you're watching this video, it's because you're holding on to a DVD in your hand. That DVD has your television show on it. And you're wondering, how do I get a file off of this DVD so I can upload it to the FTP server at the Edina Playback facility? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. In our last video, we went ahead and we found a program called MPEG Streamclip out on the interwebs, and we downloaded that and did some other system preparation to make that run the way it's supposed to be running. So what I have done is I have taken my DVD with my television show on it, and I put it into my DVD drive, and we are going to rip a file from DVD. Yes, the term is rip. So let's go ahead and double click MPEG Streamclip. We've got this interface open. We're going to go to File. We're going to go to Open DVD. Then we're going to have this little window that pops up that allows us to browse for a DVD or a video_TS folder. Those are one of the two things that you can select to make this happen. And you might be looking at this thinking, where is my DVD? I can't see it. Well, look for the computer icon, and right next to it there will be a little twirly. You're going to twirl that down, and you're going to see, your hard drive and any other drives you have connected. But what you're also going to see is your DVD drive. So here it is, DVD drive, and the fact that there's a title right after this drive letter means there's something in it. So I'm going to highlight that by clicking on it once with my one mouse button. We typically will not need to go any deeper than this. I won't need to click that. It should usually be sufficient just to go ahead and click on this DVD drive entry. I'm going to hit OK. And it is going to load into the window. You might notice you cannot play a DVD very well. That is okay. That does not mean that MPEG Streamclip is not working. We use this program solely to convert DVDs to files. If you are looking for a different program to actually watch your DVD, I would not recommend MPEG Streamclip. So here we go. We've got our DVD loaded. We're going to go to File. We are going to go down to MPEG with MP2 audio and click that. Now we're going to have a window open up, and we have the opportunity to name our file and save it someplace. I would recommend that you take this opportunity to name your show according to kind of the Edina Playback facility specs to the best you can. So that would be title, and then underscore episode number. Let's say I've had 32 episodes of my awesome show, and maybe you don't have an episode number. Then perhaps the date. The date would be fine. So my awesome show plus a date, and today is the 17th. I would encourage you to save it to the desktop. It's going to be easiest to find when you go to upload it to the FTP server, and our video tutorial on uploading those files is kind of predicated upon the idea that your file's going to be on the desktop. So make sure you have this selected, desktop, in this left column, and go ahead and hit save. This could take a little while depending on how long your show is. Typically, shows go anywhere from a half an hour to an hour. This is moving along pretty well, but this could be like a several minute process, even a 15-minute process. So feel free to get up, wander around, grab a cup of coffee, make a phone call, that kind of thing. And when you come back, we should be close to done. And yeah, thank you. Okay, so we are almost there. Just to show you what it looks like when it finishes, so you know you did. Totally unceremonious. This status bar is just going to disappear. It's going to go away. And as long as it reached 100, and then it goes away. Conversion done. There you go. That's how you know that it happened successfully. You can go ahead and close out of MPEG Streamclip at this point. Either do File Exit, or you can just hit the big red X here. That's what I do. And you will see, here is your file. It's living on the desktop. It's called My Awesome Show. What I would recommend you do when you are done exporting your DVD to a file is to just take a look at some properties to make sure that it is indeed the right size. So if you go ahead and hover over your exported program file and you click your to mouse button, you'll get this contextual menu here. Go down to properties and you can see the size here. Most half an hour to hour programs will be anywhere from a gigabyte to a few gigabytes, maybe a little bit under a gigabyte, and that's fine. So maybe just check and see that the file size looks like it should. And if we click on the details tab up here, this is a primary concern I have right here. Your frame width needs to be 720. Your frame height needs to be 480. If these numbers are different than that, we will not be able to play your show. So you will have to export your DVD using another option. Most of you, when you insert your DVD, will be able to simply go to File and convert to MPEG with MP2 audio and have a file and create a file that will be of the exact specifications that we need here at the Edina Playback facility, and that's it. You'll be done with it. But for the rest of you, you will need to use Export to QuickTime. So here goes. And this is going to be more complicated, so you will probably want to take notes here. We're going to go to File, and we're going to go to Export to QuickTime. It's going to bring up this movie exporter window, and you are going to have to make a number of choices here. Under compression, you are going to need to choose H.264 encoder. You can go ahead and bump the quality all the way up to 100. You're going to want to make sure that the sound is MPEG 4 AAC. You could bump this down. This isn't important, but you could bump it down to 192. You're just not going to hear the difference between 192 and 256. Over here, be sure to choose 720 by 480 DV and TSC. Not this one, but this one right here. So you're going to click that, and that's it. You could go ahead and make your movie now. Now, if this is something you plan on doing regularly, you might want to go ahead and create a preset out of this, so you don't have to set this up every single time. You could go to Presets, and you could hit New, and it says, do you want to create a new preset? Current settings will be stored, and yes, you do. Okay, and you will name that something, maybe like my show export settings, or whatever you would like. Click OK. And then next time, when you go to export this, you can just go ahead and load it into Play. We're just going to hit load right here, even though we've already chosen all these settings. I'm going to hit cancel just so I can show you what that preset looks like. You would go to File, Export to QuickTime, and then you could go to Presets and just make sure that you have your preset selected here, because you might have a number of different presets for different projects, and just hit load. All these settings here should be accurate for what we're going to do next, which is making a movie. And this should be familiar to you. This is simply where you go ahead and save your movie file to the desktop and just call it, my show, episode 67, 042814, today's date. Go ahead and click save, and then it's going to go through this process again. Please keep in mind that exporting to QuickTime will take quite a bit longer than merely doing the convert to MPEG plus MP2 audio. So this time for real, go ahead, get up, wander around, watch a TV show, come on back. This will take twice as long. Okay, so we just discussed why you would want to go ahead and use File, Export to QuickTime, as opposed to convert to MPEG with MP2 audio. And here's one more exception. This is a little bit ironic in that we were using this file right here. I'm just going to double click it so you can kind of see it here in Windows Media Player. Here we go. It's a rotary meeting, and we're there. Okay. Even though I went ahead and used convert MPEG with MP2 audio for this particular program, that actually was not the best choice for me. I was just using this as an example. One thing I'd like to bring to your attention is if you notice this show, when we open it up or we look at it, it's a sort of long rectangle right here. And if you look at another show, we can see this just in the icons right here, that it has a more squared feature to it. This one has a more rectangular feature to it. Let's go ahead and just double click this, open that up in a media player so you can see what I'm talking about. And we'll just jump right there. Okay, so this is more of a square frame here thing. The reason that this show, the one that we have open right now, the reason the show is an elongated rectangle is it was shot in a slightly different format. It's true that its technical size is 720 by 480, but what is going to happen to this file after the fact when it gets to television is this rectangle is going to squish in on itself to make itself into a square. What you want to do if your show looks like this, it's actually called a 16:9 ratio, whereas this square show we were looking at is a 4:3 ratio. In order to preserve the aspect ratio of this video, what you're going to want to do is add letterboxing to the top and the bottom of the video so it fits within this square area. And so we are going to go back to our export to QuickTime settings. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we load our preset in here, the My Show export settings. And this is the one extra setting that you're going to want to pay attention to if your program was shot in 16:9 as opposed to 4:3. You're just going to want to drop that down. You're going to want to choose 1.333. That's going to tell it to put letterboxes at the top and the bottom, and then you're going to go ahead and make movie. Okay, and I'm not going to name that anything right now. We're just gonna kind of let that rip. Okay, so you can see, as I mentioned earlier, this process, this exporting choice is going to take twice as long, maybe even a little bit longer than using convert to MPEG MP2 audio. Which is why, when you can, you want to use the MPEG option just because it's faster. So only use the export to QuickTime option if you have to. And we're not going to wait for this to finish because this option gives you this handy little preview window, and you can see that it is adding the letterbox bars to the top and bottom, and that is going to make this fit within a square, the 4:3 ratio that SWTV broadcasts in, while maintaining this aspect ratio of 16:9, this elongated rectangle within your program. So this would be the file that you are going to upload to the FTP server when you are finished. for the vast majority of you, when you insert a DVD and you go to File, Open DVD, that DVD will load into MPEG Streamclip without a problem. There will be exceptions to the rule. If we navigate down and look at this particular DVD and we select it, we're going to see that the contents of it look a little different than your average DVD. You've got video_RM and video_TS as opposed to the typical video title set and audio title set folders in here. So if we were to just have the DVD drive highlighted and hit OK, we would get an error message. It says file open error unsupported file type. If it allows you to open anyways, go ahead and just try that. Oftentimes it will work. And MPEG Streamclip will be smart enough to figure out how to open up this thing in spite of the fact that it's confused. Okay, so it is open.